You know, I just drove down from San Diego. There was like a Hispanic powwow going on, and I just saw the package backstage, and I was with Emilio and Gloria Stefan, and and so I said to Gloria, "Do you think I should wear these shoes, or do you think it's too much?" And she said, "And are you going like that? You don't have hair and makeup today? Really? You're going to a gay event looking like Aunt Lydia?" Look, guys, I've only been given 5 minutes, which is a really stupid thing to do to a Hispanic woman, but whatever. So, thank you. Before I get started, are there any Trump supporters in the room? Because I really hate to offend anybody today. Because if you are here, you're in the wrong damn room. Oh wait, you know what? I gotta see how you do Trump. How do you? Oh no! You see, I was just in Chicago giving a speech, and every time I said Trump, the guy went like this. Honestly, you can do better than that. Anyways, I'm glad they're not asking me what the sign for Trump should be. So when Equality LA contacted me about receiving this award, I was like, really? It's 2019, right? People are still getting awards for supporting LGBTQ people and believing in equality? Is that still a thing? It's like giving a straight man an award for peeing inside the toilet bowl or putting the seat down. Really, people, this should not be that hard. This is what you're supposed to do. Look, believing in equal rights for all humans, regardless of gender, color, ethnicity, creed, and sexual orientation, should be a basic expectation for humanity, not a basis for recognition. That said, I'm very grateful for this award. And I was thinking about it coming down here, and I thought, I really should thank my parents and my teachers and my mentors. I grew up in an environment where there was no bigotry towards gays, or anybody else, actually. None. I don't ever remember hearing a slur or a negative comment. I didn't grow up feeling threatened by or superior to people that were different from me in some superficial way. I was not taught that in order to feel accepted and strong, I had to make others feel weak and illegitimate. For me, prejudice against the LGBTQ or any group is about ignorance and insecurity and political gain. That's the worst part, when people who know better are fanning the flames of prejudice against other people in order to win elections. And I also thank my LGBTQ friends who have made my life so much more complete, more fun, more diverse, and who've helped me through some of the toughest times in my life. If you want somebody who makes a very good friend, call a gay person. And if you want somebody who makes a very good enemy, who will help you bury the bodies, call that gay friend. My parents taught me not to be prejudiced, or you know what, I should rephrase that. Nobody is born prejudiced. Nobody is born prejudiced. There is no discrimination when babies are born. There is no discrimination in the natal units of hospitals. My parents did not teach me to be prejudiced. And I was mentored by Sacred Heart nuns. They taught me not to use my religion as an excuse and a crutch to hate and discriminate. In fact, I often credit the Sacred Heart nuns for teaching me all the good things I know in life, and I credit Cuban men for teaching me all the bad things, which is why I recently married one. I was taught to judge people by their characters, their values, and their actions. I was taught the power not of compassion, but of empathy and respect. LGBTQ people don't need compassion. Don't you love it when some of these like pearl clutchers, with gay hairdressers or florists, say they feel compassion for the LGBTQ? Do us all a favor. Save your compassion for the little brown children who've been separated from their families and are being detained indefinitely in cages. They need your compassion. The LGBTQ folk, they're okay. What LGBTQ do deserve, like every other human being, is understanding, solidarity, friendship, and respect. Like Aretha Franklin said, R-E-S-P-E-C-T. That's what the LGBTQ needs. And look, it was my love for my friends that compelled me to speak up. I could live, not having signed the amicus brief, but I could not live with myself and not defend my friends' access to have the same exact rights as I do. How do you tell someone you love? How do you look them in the face and say, you know what, you're not entitled to love who you want. You're not entitled to marry who you want. It never occurred to me that sexuality was equivalent to morality. It never occurred to me that rights were determined by your sexual preference. I did not evolve on LGBTQ rights. The right to equality? Really, what is there to evolve on? If you defend and embrace the Declaration of Independence, if you purport to believe all people are created equal and have an inalienable right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, what in the hell is there to evolve on? I mean, really, if you have a brain and a heart, what is there to evolve in? And, I was telling you about my gay friends, and they're so very important in my life because there's so many things they help me do, and there's so many things they don't let me do. Like, for example, can we get those pictures up on the screen? My gay friends would never, ever, ever. That was such a nice way for ABC to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month. Sean Spicer as a fluorescent parakeet dancing salsa. I really wish they had started with a foxtrot. It's Hispanic Heritage Month. That's a damn sacrilege. But anyways, where the hell was I? Anybody? So look, as tempting as it is to believe that in 2019, vigorously defending LGBTQ rights is no longer necessary, the reality is, as we well know, it is. Bigotry, it's like shoulder pads or bell bottoms. It's an ugly trend that really should never come back, but it does. And it's made a comeback. And actually, I should refer to it as public, outward, institutionalized bigotry. That's the real problem we have right now. It is institutionalized. It is coming from the government, from the federal government. The people who don't want to light up the White House with pride colors on Pride Month, the people who make it, give an order to embassies not to raise a pride flag during Pride Month, that's institutionalized discrimination. And that is very purposeful and very strategic. You know, we'd gotten to the point, I thought, where it was embarrassing to be a bigot. People used to try to hide it, right? I mean, really, who wanted to be a bigot? That was like such a really ridiculous thing to be in 2015. It had social and professional costs. But in the last few years, particularly the last 3 years, bigots have come out of the closet. I wonder why Honey, this is where you go like this. And look, everybody in this room is in pretty good shape. You guys just raised $200,000 in 5 minutes. By the way, can we put that thing up there again? The text for when for what they can text to donate? Because maybe we can get a little higher while I speak. We have to now deal with the public ugliness. And it means we have two choices. We can either ignore it, proceed with our lives, hope it goes away at some point and it goes back, the world goes back to normal. Because this is not normal, people. This is not normal. And by the way, before you all start toasting over the impeachment inquiry, you realize we're still left with Pence and Mother, right? But, to all those people who think the LGBTQ community has lesser rights, don't tell me you are a strict constitutionalist if you're not willing to defend equal rights and equal protection under the law for everyone. And don't tell me you are pro-family values if you're against gay people building strong families. And don't lecture me about being pro-life if you're against loving gay men and women having the right to adopt children. And if you have the chutzpah, if you have the shamelessness to deny U.S. citizenship to children born of foreign surrogates to LGBTQ couples. Don't tell me you are pro-life. And don't tell me you are pro-military if you are against patriotic Americans who want to serve and risk their lives on the defense of this country, being able to do so. Not because they're not qualified, not because they're pretending to have bone spurs, but because they are transgender or gay. And do not tell me you are in favor of smaller government and less government regulation if you want government to determine who consenting adults can love and marry. And do not tweet out daily Bible verses, Marco Rubio, if you're not willing to treat other people like you would like to be treated yourself, like Christ would be treated. And don't pound your chest and quote the Bible and tell me baking a cake for a gay wedding violates your religious values or call somebody else's life a sin when you have an altar boy or a good-looking Latin pool boy in Miami or a personal trainer you like hanging out with and buying property for. You all know who I'm talking about, right? And don't tell me gay marriage threatens traditional marriage if you blindly follow a man who cheated on his first wife with his second wife, and then he cheated on his third wife with a Playboy bunny, and then he cheated on the Playboy bunny with a stripper, and then he paid them all to shut up. And you're gonna tell me gay marriage is a threat to traditional marriage? No jodas. Do not tell me you are afraid for the security of young children, those poor girls, if a transgender person goes into a bathroom. If you had the gall to vote for a man who has over a dozen credible accusations of sexual harassment and assault against him. And don't tell me it's immoral and sends a bad example for an openly gay married man to be running for president if you support a man who we all heard boast about grabbing a woman's pussy. I can't believe you guys bleeped it out. And some people in America, some people want to pray away the gay. A lot of them are gay. I think they'd be praying themselves into oblivion, but whatever. So here's what I propose. How about instead of praying away the gay, we pray away hypocrisy? And, some people like it or not. Some don't want to accept it. Some want to deny it. It was true then, it's true now, and it'll always be true. Love is love is love is love. And I'm going to end with this because that thing is in red. I think I'm way past my 5 minutes. I told you it wasn't going to happen. The right to love, the right to marry, the right to raise a family. You know what, guys? I need to include here. Can we talk about that straight parade for a minute? I mean, is there any more need for proof that this country needs gay people? Could you at the very least wear a well-fitted t-shirt? But I want to end with this. I want to end with this vow. My vow to you is this: regardless of party, regardless of creed, regardless of who is in the White House, regardless of whether in private or on national TV, you will always have an ally in me. You will always have a supporter. You will always have a friend. You will always have a cheerleader. And you will always have a tireless soldier. And damn it, don't ever let me look like Paddington the Bear. Thank you.
Please welcome to